Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we will be ranking all of the new characters in Pokemon Gen 9's Scarlet and Violet. So, I will say a couple things off the bat. First, this will obviously include spoilers. If you don't want to know about any of the new characters or certain new characters in the game, I would suggest not watching this because I will be talking about them and giving my thoughts on them, which will include spoilers. So, yeah. Um, this will also be using a list that I made on tiermaker.com because none of the other lists for characters I was finding actually had all of the characters. Um, they had like almost all of them, but they were missing a couple. There are 35 notable characters, not including like random trainers you find in the wild. There are 35 notable characters, and so I made a list that has all of them. And so we will be going through it. But this was your spoiler warning, so just to let you know, there will be spoilers once again. And we will begin with the actual list proper in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so to rank these, we should probably bring this up. And we start off with the female trainer. It's hard to say, it's like hard to rank properly the player characters because they're basically blank slates. Um, so we're going to go on a normal S to D tier ranking here, with S being like the best of the best and D being the weakest. C is going to be meh. So yeah, there is only one tier below that for bad because honestly, I feel like it's only needed anyway. We don't need an F tier for the characters. But as such, the player character, and I'm even going to find the male player character here, they go into the Met design, the Met ranking because they really just they're player characters. Like, what else do you expect? But by the way, I'm also saying this based on design and stuff because this list will be based on design, personality, character depth, all of that stuff. So also they're at this point because of their designs, and that's why the female trainer is also above the male trainer, design-wise. So next we have the Team Star Grunts, the just standard design for them for both the female and the male grunts. I would say they would probably be B tier. And it doesn't really matter which order they're in. They're pretty much the same. Their outfits are the same. Their personalities are pretty much the same. So yeah, Team Star is a B tier for me in terms of the grunts. Next, we get to gym leaders, though. So first, we have Katie the Sugar Bug. Katie is an A tier. She's a baker who makes great cupcakes. She's also pretty attractive. She's pretty damn attractive. She's thick. She's cute. She seems like a nice lady, you know? Brassius would probably be B tier for me. He's artsy, he's cool, he's fun-loving. Um, I would put him above the Team Star Grunts. Iono is S tier, though. Iono is fantastic. I didn't know pre-release what I was going to think of her, but in-game and everything is like, she is just a bundle of joy. Then we have Kofu. Kofu is pretty great as well. He is an A tier. I'd put him just below Katie. Then we have oh God, what is his name? Oh my God, I can't think of his name. He's the normal type gym leader and the flying type Elite Four. He actually does both. Um, he has such an ordinary average name that I can't remember it. That's the weirdest thing. But I would put him in the B tier because he's kind of funny that way. Rhyme is definitely S tier, definitely just below Iono. She's amazing. She's absolutely fantastic. I love her personality. I love how she gets angry when people just give up on rap battles and stuff. And also her nickname, the MC of RIP, is fucking amazing. Then we have Tulip. Tulip is another A tier. She's a beautician, a makeup designer. She's pretty damn great. Plus, she's best friends with Dendra since childhood, which means we have to ship them because that's the rules, don't you know? I put her at the bottom of A tier. Grusha is top of A tier. He's a little moody, a little cold, but he's hot. I'll be honest, he's just super hot. Also, he kind of has this like almost tsundere personality that's just somehow really cute, which is not what you think of when you think of tsunderes. It's like tsunderes aren't normally cute, but it's somehow adorable. Rika, Rika, yes, everything about Rika, yes, please. I am I have it bad for Rika. I'll just put it that way. Um, she does things for me. Poppy's adorable. Poppy is absolutely adorable. Plus, the fact that we have like a 6-year-old Elite Four member is amazing to me. She's great. I'd put her above Katie, but below Grusha. Uh, Hassel is wonderful. I love his personality. I love his character. He's so likable. He's an S tier. He's under Rhyme for me. Gita. Gita is definitely the hottest character in the game. This isn't a list for that though. Outside of just her looks, though, her character, I would probably put her below Grusha. She's very basic in terms of character. Like, there's not a lot to her. She's just very nice, very cool, very, like, yeah. Jacques. Jacques is a C tier for me. He's very meh. I know a lot of people like Jacques, but he doesn't do anything for me in terms of his character and personality. Dendra's pretty cool. I would put her bottom of A tier, below Tulip. Saguaro, I thought I would like a lot more. Because the idea of like a soft guy who's also really massive and muscular and everything is a great idea. I just don't think Saguaro has a lot to him, at least not that I've seen. I would put him right there. Uh, oh my god, his name is on the tip of my tongue. Salvatore. Salvatore is pretty great though. Salvatore is A tier for sure. I like his personality. I love his class. Like his class teaching languages and all is just muy bien. I think I mixed a couple things there, but it's very good. Super sehr gut. Uh, I would put him probably just above Katie. Nurse Miriam. Again, this is not a list based on just appearances and all. But she is cute as a button. Like she's absolutely adorable. The thing about her though is she is also extremely likable and was one of the characters I got attached to the most in the game. If I'm being completely serious, I'd put her above Rhyme because I grew very attached to her as a character. Then we have Rhyme's sister, Time, the math teacher, presumably sister. Time is probably the only D tier so far. I don't see any appeal in her personally. Her class is math, but that's not. I'm not going to hold that against her completely. um, but she's also just kind of there. She doesn't really have any good personality, and at the same time, she also yells at Director Clavel at one point, and it makes me sad. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're. I don't like hate her or anything. She's just bottom of the list for me right now. Player character's mom is a very typical mom character, kind of in the meh tier for me. I'd put her at the top though, because she at least has some good personality. Um, if anything. Ryfort, Miss Ryfort, the history teacher, the best class in the school by far, and one of the most involved teachers that I've noticed at least. She starts off very cold towards you, but ends up growing attached, and you find out that she's just super into the past and is like, she doesn't like having to talk about like more recent history. She wants to talk about as ancient as it gets, and she actually has a really cool quest line if you go to her classes and follow up on her afterwards. Ride for would be an A tier for me. I'd put her just above Salvatore, I would say. Next, we get to the team star leaders. So we start off with the DJ Giacomo. Giacomo's a B tier for me. Larry, that's his name, Larry. He's just above Larry. And Mela would also be B tier for me, being just below Larry, I would say. Mela was the team star leader who was revealed pre-release, and basically what you saw in the trailer is basically her whole personality. She's kind of a tsundere, and she's kind of hot-headed, but also just not. Like, it's really weird, and it felt like they were trying to hold back on her actually being too hot-headed because they felt like it might be too scary for kids or something. But it feels like they just didn't commit to the idea there. Giacomo's pretty fun, though. Pretty cool, a pretty chill dude. I like him. Plus, just like me, he questions the pompadour. Then we have Atticus. Atticus would definitely be higher. He's the designer. He's the pretty boy. I would put him just below Tulip, I would say. And then you have this little shit. I don't even... Ortega. I was going to say I don't even remember his name, but I just remembered it. It's Ortega. But I just remember him as this little shit. Because this kid is so fucking sassy in the best possible way. Like, he is such a sass master. He is such a little shit. And I actually kind of love it. He has so much personality. I would put him at the top of the A tier. I would put him above Grusha because his personality shines. I wouldn't say he's good enough for S tier, though. Just personally, for me. Aerie, big buff wrestler woman who's also an extreme softie. It's like, yes, please. That's like perfect. Like, perfection. But I would still put her below Ortega overall because Ortega's personality is just like so great. So great. But I really do like Aerie as well. They're very neck and neck for me. So next we get to Director Clavel, who has more part in the story than I thought he would. But I'd still only put him as a B tier. I'd put him at the top of B, but still. And now we get to our rivals. I'm going to put them before the professors, all three of them. So we have Nimona for the Victory Road storyline. Nimona is your rival who likes to battle. She's your best friend, your neighbor, and her... I'm not going to spoil too much here, but I'm just going to say that there's a reason she likes to battle so much, and it actually makes me emotional, and makes me actually love her a lot more. She's A tier for me, and I'd put her probably just below Ortega, because Ortega is just so amazing to me in terms of personality. But Nimona is very much up there. She won me over for sure. I was unsure about her for a lot of the game, though. Arvin is Arvin's best boy. Arvin is my favorite character in this game. I'm just saying that right now, even before you finish. Arvin's my favorite character, without question. I love him so much. He needs to be protected. Like this boy needs a hug so bad. Like he deserves a hug so bad. Arvin is best boy, without question. Penny is a surprisingly deep character who has a lot to her. And there's a lot that I actually related to Penny on with certain things, so I would put Penny in A tier as well. It's just I wouldn't put her as high as Nimona. I think Nimona won me over a little more. I would put Penny probably just below Ryfort. Um, and part of that is due to the fact that it's like she has that entire yes, we know who you are kind of situation going on. Not like the character from Doctor Who, but more in lines of like Little Witch Academia. It's like, oh my god, we know who she is already. Why are they still trying to make this as if it's a mystery? Then we get to the professors. And it's a good thing I gave a spoiler warning, because let's talk about these terrible people. Briefly. They are the bad guys, depending on which version you have, obviously. Sada for Scarlet and Turo for Violet. But yeah, it's like as hot as they may be, D tier, bottom of D tier. I hate them. Like I'm not gonna spoil why exactly, but oh my god, I did not expect to hate them that much. Like I don't think I've hated like a villain this much in Pokemon in a long time. Like even with the villain in Sword and Shield, Chairman Rose, I didn't hate him like that. And with Sun and Moon, I didn't hate Lusamine. I actually felt really bad for her. It's like she pissed me off, but I didn't hate her because I understood that she was a victim of trauma and everything as well. Um, and even with like Gens 4 and 5, where it's like I just don't like the bad guys and their motivations and their goals and everything, it's like I don't actually hate the characters because I just don't feel like there's enough with the characters to hate. But these two, oh, I hate them. I hate them big time. So this is my list for characters. Just general rankings on the characters for Gen 9. As you can see, Arvin is my favorite. He is best boy, but the S tier actually has quite a few in it, and they just all stood out to me really well. And I think overall, the characters in this generation have been really solid. Like, most of the characters are good or above. The only ones who are weaker are characters who are, like, just either despisable or so unnaturally bland that they just aren't likable. Or characters who just don't have much of anything to them. And there's so few of them comparatively. The characters in this generation really were solid. And so, yeah, I would love to hear what you think, though. Tell me in the comments below, who are your favorite characters from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. So see y'all next time.